Okay, welcome back to another video. In this one, I wanted to discuss, basically things I wish I knew before I actually started YouTube. So I've been doing YouTube now since about August of last year. I say about August of last year, it was August of last year. And so here are things that I wish I knew, maybe advice for anyone who's thinking about starting uploading videos or anything like that. Here are things that I wish I knew and basically just advice and things that I might do moving forward or things that I've already been doing. So yeah, similar to last week's video, also, this isn't going to be a very edited video. This is just going to be me playing Minecraft as I usually do, basically. So this is what I do normally, you know, just off screen. I just play parkour, I sometimes play PvP. I find that I can't really commentate over PvP, so I'm going to be doing parkour because it's easier. So anyway, apparently it's easier. I'm just going completely blank. So the first thing that I wish I knew is that you don't need to upload every week. So as you know, or maybe don't know, you might not have seen my channel. I upload every Saturday at 5 o'clock, and it's just what I've always done. Because, well, okay, I've got to go there. Pretty much the simple reason for it is that is what I can do, right? I couldn't upload every day or anything like that, and I certainly couldn't do more than, well, once a week. That said, it's like, I am uploading every Saturday because I kind of feel like I have to. I set this goal for myself, and I told myself I'm not going to quit, so that's why I do it, right? Now, why did I tell myself to do that, though? It's because I kind of thought that you had to do that, right? You had to have a regular upload schedule, because if not, how would people know when you're going to upload? How would people know when your videos have come out? Or do you just release them and then hope for the best? And that's kind of the conclusion I've come to, because while, yes, I have been uploading every Saturday and everything like that, it's not as though I have a huge established fan base. I have people who I know watch me pretty regularly, and that's great, and I appreciate everyone who does. That said, it's not as though I have, like, this, you know, millions of people watching or anything like that. I'm also doing awful at this, but, oh my god. Really? Come on. Right, so it's not as though I have millions of people waiting to see what I do next. Of course I don't, right? And so, really, I shouldn't care about, you know, when I switched to Mario Kart. I shouldn't have been making a big deal out of it. When I switched back to Minecraft, I mean, that was literally just last week. Again, it shouldn't be a big deal, because it's not as though I have a huge fan base, right? And so, really, all I should be thinking is that for every video that I upload is the potential just to get a new audience, because of the fact that is really all it is that people don't know who I am. And so, for every video that I upload, it is unique. It's not as though I should ever have done a series or anything like that, because of the fact, again, in a similar way, unless it's like a standalone video where, you know, you can watch it, even though it's part of a series, you could watch it on its own and it not be confusing and make you feel like you've missed out loads of things. You know, you can pretty much watch it on its own, right? That is what I need to, grow the channel. And like I say, I'm not so bothered about growing the channel. It's more a case of, I don't know, feeling like the channel is actually doing something, right? Because while I do this as a hobby and for fun, when I am uploading every week, it feels kind of like a chore, right? Because I have to come up with a new idea every week, and I don't have ideas every week. I'm not this creative person who can just go on to Minecraft every week or go on to some game every week and come up with this new video idea. I have to think about it quite a lot, and then usually what ends up coming out is a pretty low tier and pretty bad idea, but it's like, it's an idea, and it's just what I do. And that is not great, right? It's like, I could do so much better, but I don't, because I can't. Like, because I can't come up with something, and I have to get something out by 5 o'clock every Saturday. And as well as that, I don't have enough free time to be able to basically get that done. Like, Like, in terms of think of, like, a new idea, then get that done and do that every week. So even when I come up with a particularly good idea, or I really like the idea and I maybe get it done earlier in the week, it's not as though I have all the time in the world to get it done. And so, basically, those reasons combined, I'm not even going to get, like, under 5 minutes here. This is awful, but, I'm sorry, I'm just going quiet here for a second. Oh my god. And it's lagging, cool. The reasons that I just, yeah, I don't really, like... I can't remember what I was saying, oh my god. That's silly of me. Well, you've got the gist there, right? You've got the gist of it. The reason that I don't upload more than... Or the reason I do upload, sorry, this is awful. I really should cut this, but no, I'm just gonna keep going. The reason that I don't upload more than every week is because I don't have the time. The reason that I upload every week is because I feel like I have to, right? And this is where I'm getting on to the idea of putting out a more, should we say, higher production or more thought out video, more edited, etc. Basically, the idea is that I will, at some point when I've got the video ready, upload a video that I've been working on for quite a long time. Not necessarily say anything, just see how it does, right? And then based off of the results of that, if it does particularly well, then there you go. I have my answer, right? That I should really just look to spend more time making my videos because of the fact they will do better, and it will also give me more time to properly think about, you know, what I want to do. And not feel pressure as such to get videos out all of the time and everything. And so that is what I want to do moving forward, and it's also something that I have learned over time, is that YouTube isn't the same as what it maybe once was, where if you could upload volume, right, so like quantity over quality, right, you could upload loads of videos and get loads of them out, and maybe some of them don't do well, but because of the fact you're uploading that many, people just end up subscribing anyway. Right? That isn't really a thing anymore, unless you can put out so much that, you know, it's almost like, it's just impossible to not notice. Yeah, that's not really a thing anymore. So, that's why I don't do that. Or why I'm not going to do that moving forward, is that, like, I kind of think that me putting out a video that's higher quality, it should, in theory, perform a lot better than one of my average videos. So, like, I'll admit, I was quite surprised last week when I uploaded the video about me just explaining things moving forward and, you know, my return to Minecraft, is that it got 5 likes, which is better than most of my videos, and it got some comments. It got better engagement than normal. Which, like I say, was a big surprise. For me, anyway. Because, again, it's not been edited, it didn't really have a good thumbnail. In fact, it was just a reused version of one of my old thumbnails. And, yeah, like, that very much shocked me because, you know, that shouldn't really be a thing, I guess. Well, it didn't feel like it should be a thing. I kind of was, like, just surprised. We'll leave it at that, right? I was surprised, because, again, I realized I'm repeating myself a lot, and that's because I'm trying to focus on parkour while talking, and so maybe this isn't the best thing to do, but still. Anyway, another thing that I wish I knew when starting up, anyway, is kind of that, you know, you should really have an idea before you start a YouTube channel. Like, I started a YouTube channel off the basis of just, I wanted to do YouTube, not that I had any idea what I was going to do with it. I was just like, I'm just going to start YouTube, see what happens. So you can probably see that. I'm really messing this up. You can probably see that, like, I think I created my channel, like, January of 2023 or something. And then I didn't actually start uploading until August. And then once I started uploading, again, I uploaded every week. Or I think I did anyway. I might have maybe missed one. Or it might have been a YouTube Shorts. Like, again, I stopped doing YouTube Shorts because this is another thing that I learned, is that while you can grow a lot on YouTube Shorts, you can get a lot of subscribers, etc. And maybe it's something I end up doing, because Shorts is something that is maybe worthwhile for some people. Ultimately, I stopped doing shorts though because it was, you know, I was putting out maybe 1 or 2 a week. I think it was 1. And they were doing fine. It was just, it didn't feel rewarding as such. And maybe at some point I will, right? I will go back to shorts. Maybe I'll go full-time on shorts, you know, like, well, not full-time, but like, as in I'll start just doing shorts and I'll not do these long-form videos because ultimately it's easier to edit, right? Because it's shorter. And it allows for more editing as well, I guess, because, you know, you're putting more effort into a shorter clip and, you know, more engagement, etc. Right. I'm rambling. Point is that the reason that I don't do shorts is because I didn't feel it was rewarding to me. It was giving me false engagement, right? Like, I was getting subscribers that ultimately just are gonna be stagnant. They're not gonna watch my long-form videos. They're only interested in short-form videos, and the moment I stopped is the moment they stopped watching me, and they're just gonna stay subscribed and never really watch me and not really care, right? And that's fine, because I should have known that, but I didn't know that. And that is something that I think is pretty important to know if, you know, you're ever thinking of starting YouTube, is that shorts and long form are very different to each other, and that is fine as long as you know that, right? You shouldn't expect to upload a long form video and expect that to translate into just incredible short form content in the same way that you shouldn't expect vice versa. And really that is, I would say, about the main things that I actually wish I knew is kind of just, I wish I knew more about where YouTube was, right? Is that really you should have ideas, and ideas should be good, really. Ideas should be good, they should be plentiful, and then that's when you make the YouTube channel. You shouldn't make a channel and then be trying to come up with ideas every single week and then realizing that it's not going to be possible, like I have, because again, every week I'm kind of scrambling for new ideas, and while I am now working on a longer, better video, right, and then if that does well enough, I might just abandon ship and stop uploading, you know, every Saturday, and instead it'll just be, I'll upload when it's ready, which I think is perhaps a good idea, perhaps not, I don't know. Basically, if that ends up happening, then you will realize, because again, I'll just stop uploading on a Saturday. Maybe I'll address it in a video, maybe I won't, I don't know. Point is that is what I want to do. I want to have an idea of, well, what I'm doing, basically, moving forward, and I want to have an idea of what works, what doesn't work, and move on from there, because really, it just feels like a lot of what I'm doing does not work, right? And it's fine. I have learned that the hard way. And that's fine as well. Like, obviously, when you first start YouTube, you can't expect to do really well. You can't expect to know everything. And I kind of felt like I knew more than maybe what an average person did when first starting YouTube, and maybe I knew a bit more, but certainly not as much as I thought, right? And that is kind of the main thing. At the same time, again, I always know that, you know, the videos I'm putting out, I don't think are particularly great. I don't think that they're particularly good. And so, you know, when I got, let's say, 2,000 views on the dropper video, for example, I was very surprised. I'm just going to stop doing that because I'm coming towards the end of what I'm saying anyway. I was very surprised with how the dropper video did. I was very surprised with how I ended up doing with a lot of things. And then there were videos that, you know, I put out and I knew they weren't going to do very well, and then they didn't do very well, and it was just like, okay, that's fine. And that's kind of the thing, is that when I knew that, so the dropper video I was surprised at, but I also knew it would get views, in that, like, it's nostalgic, and really there's just, it's something to go off, right? It's like, this is something that people used to watch, here it is again, let's see what it's like in 2024, because it was 2024 back then. And now we're in a scenario where I want to kind of go to videos like that, where I can make a longer form video that is more researched, that is just higher quality in general. And it's not just me, because again, this video that I've done now, I've repeated myself so much. There's no script to this, there's no nothing. It's just me talking, and yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, is that, it's not edited, none of this is really is that important. I've not said anything. I've said the same thing over and over again. But basically, the two things that I wish I learned is that you don't need to upload every week, and you need ideas. Who would have thought? There you go. Those are two things that I wish I knew. So, there you go. That's saying a whole lot of nothing. That's me. Bye.